Good morning. How's it going? You guys... I can't hear you. Not a conversation?
No.
Doesn't work that way?
No.
What's up, guys, and welcome to Detroit, Michigan.
We are so excited to be here. Honestly, we found that people are pretty quick to write off Detroit, but we've spent the last weekend falling in love with this place, and we're going to show you why you could too. I'm Thomas Edison, and I have a new invention every 10 days.
One of the first major reasons that you'll love Detroit is that it is incredibly historical. You can see things that are truly one of one. You can see JFK's limousine that he was shot in. You could see the actual bus that Rosa Park sat in when she protested giving up her seat.
She demanded the seat that we were occupying. The other passengers very reluctantly gave up their seats, but I refused to do so.
And you can actually sit where she sat. It really is a place where you can see and experience history like no other. And not to mention, you can actually see a part of the very first plane that ever flew in the Wright brothers' actual bicycle shop that was moved to Michigan from Ohio. It's nuts.
We did not realize it until we visited, but when we left Detroit, we just kind of looked at each other and said, there would be no American history without Detroit. Obviously, it's a huge part of the automobile industry, but it's also a big part of the music industry too. If you've ever heard of Motown, the Mo in Motown is from Motor City. So just an incredible amount of history in Detroit.
The second reason that you'll love Detroit is the incredible culture. Wherever you go, there are amazing murals, fantastic sculptures, and incredible architecture all around you. Whether it be the Belt or the Spirit of Detroit, which is one of the most powerful sculptures that I've ever seen. The vibe when it comes to the arts is singular in Detroit.
And that might surprise you, because when you think of Detroit, probably the first thing you think of is abandoned buildings or buildings in disarray or just straight up getting demolished. And the truth is there is a lot of that in Detroit too, because there is a very long history in this city of economic injustice, specifically centered around the auto industry that both made and broke Detroit.
In spite of all that, it has a strong local culture that has persevered and seemingly even been strengthened by everything that they've gone through.
And it's the same culture that continues to persevere today. So there's actually a lot of new money coming into Detroit and gentrifying the city. You can see this most notably in the downtown areas where everything is brand new and honestly beautiful. But the truth is that gentrification is a two-sided coin. One side, everything looks beautiful, but on the other side, you usually have a group of people who are struggling because of it. And Detroit is no exception. So you do see the local Detroiters not exactly benefiting from the tourist income or from the structures that they're building as a part of the gentrification in downtown.
So if you ever visit Detroit, and I highly encourage you to do so, we'd like to encourage you to find ways to be conscious with your tourism spending dollars and support local Detroiters as often as possible.
So for example, one way that we did that when we stayed in Detroit was we stayed in an Airbnb where the income helped the local Detroiters, and we're gonna link that video here so you can see a tour of the amazing property and maybe check it out for yourself. Last but certainly not least, the food scene in Detroit is just amazing. It's truly some of the best food we've ever had, both vegan and non-vegan options. And if you didn't know, Coney Island, the hot dogs are from Detroit.
Makes no sense.
We can't be the only ones who didn't know that, especially being from the East Coast. We've always thought that they were from Coney Island, New York, but it's not. It's here, and there's a really great history and story behind that as well, so we encourage you to look that up and try Coney Island.
So these are just a few of the many reasons that you should visit the often overlooked Detroit. It's an amazing and beautiful city that we can't wait to get back to.
And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps the channel, and give us a subscribe if you haven't yet, because this is only the beginning of our adventures. We are not even a quarter of the way through our road trip yet, and we are taking you guys all throughout the Midwest. So we have a lot of awesome content coming, and we'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.